Brendan, right? Our first ever sequel.
Very first ever sequel.
We had some unfortunate technical difficulties a couple weeks back when Brendan lost power for several days, and we had to cut this very fun session short that we were playing of Brett Brooks's Primal Tales. I'm your I'm your hype man. I'm your Flavor Flav.
Dude, you are my co-host with the co-most. Don't ever forget that. Absolutely.
I am playing Bruce the shark. Yes, I know, but
tribute, love. Bruce Cunnington, if you're watching this, love. Miss you.
Yeah, so that's me. And of course, above me, we have our intrepid host, Judge Brendan.
At your service. And thanks so much for everybody for coming in and tuning in. If you're watching live or if you're watching this, you know, we should be doing this every time. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe. Hit the little bell so you'll get all the notifications that'll come right to your inbox. I think, you know, why don't we say it every time? Because I'm a rank amateur who's just taking baby steps into this whole new field. But thank you very much for having me. So let's go around the table, and I'd like everyone to introduce yourself and tell who your character is, what your character is, and if you don't mind, throw us a little good memory from last session to get everybody kind of primed. So let's start with his Spencer. Who are you to do?
Yeah, so I'm Chase. Hi, I'm playing Spencer, who is a snake primal. And my favorite little bit from last session was immaculately planning in a snake ambush behind a tree for a unsuspecting hunter, only to immediately trip and fail as I rolled a very low number on the die, and then the stunning combat resolved that situation with.
Okay, Anthony.
I play Freddy Kai Mercury. I am a Hedgehog Clan primal. I'm also a pretty pony. That was pretty much my favorite memory as well, just trying to kick people as a pretty pony and failing miserably.
Yeah, he's the meanest pretty pony you're ever going to run up on. He's steady trying to kick some folks' session. And needing zero introduction, but going to get one anyway, Brett McDevitt.
Hi, I'm playing Baltimore Hugenwing. I'm a Raven Primal, so I'm kind of a wizardly type who seems to not bother with his wizardly skills since he now has a blaster wrist pistol. And my favorite memory of last time was when Bruce the Shark decided to disarm his opponent. Literally disarm. And that was my standout memory from last time.
Fantastic. So here's a quick recap. Okay, so our primals woke up in this place that they had never been before. Oh, hey, I forgot. Tim, tell them who you're playing.
Oh yeah, I kind of glossed over a little bit. So yeah, I'm Bruce, the savage warrior shark man. My occupation is actually one of my favorite things. I am a man of business. And I think my business is biting people in half because I'm all about it.
Business is good.
Business is good.
This is booming.
Yeah. My favorite part of that last game was when Bruce was able to kind of great white jump his way out of the water and massacre the men who thought he was safe. He was like, "Oh, everything's gonna be okay," and then it wasn't.
But things were not okay.
No.
Just as it turns out. Well, no, really, I love that whole episode. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, I cannot recommend highly going back and checking out part 1 of this episode because it's a lot of fun. So real quick, so our 4 primals are anthropomorphic human animal adventurer hybrid guys. They wake up in a strange place where they're clearly being hunted for sport by these rank amateurs with extremely high-tech weapons, force fields, robot minders, and yet with all of these things against them, they are able to outwit and outfight all of the people who have opposed them. They explored their area. They fought more of these things. They found their way to a control center hidden behind a waterfall. There was a security guard who tried to stop them. That did not go well for him at all. And now the 4 of them are now confronting a tech who is there. So you are in the space underneath the waterfall. It is clearly an unnatural space. This is like a little control room. There were vehicles out in the front of it where the battle took place. When you first got there, you saw that this woman was there watching like over these machines, and you realized that at one point you had seen this person before. She showed up on someone's little wrist thing that you stole. You saw her for just a moment before she changed the channels. But yeah, there she is, and she yelled at this other the security guard who was there, and she screamed at him because apparently she and almost everybody has been lied to. They were led to believe that the primals that were being snatched up and brought here to be the subjects of this apparently a traditional event hunt were indeed intelligent creatures that have a language and a culture where they were just taught that we were all just these, these upright animals that had no soul or no anything like that and such. And now they find themselves, she finds herself at least, completely disillusioned and is terrified of you, but is also remorseful of her part in this terrifying thing. So there she is in front of you. She's there. She's got her like a one-piece jumper on. At the back of this area, as we described, there are a pair of double doors, and she has already said that you could get out that way as you asked, but the only way to do it is to go out through a terrifying thing that none of us know what it is, known as the gift shop.
Dun.
Oh, and Brad, as we're going to leave it, earlier on, Baltimore cast a translation spell, cast comprehend languages, and looking over it, I'm going to say you've got 5 minutes left on that spell before you have to either cast it again or go without communicating with the strange. They look like humans from your world, but these strange humans that that inhabit this place wherever you happen to be.
Okay. I'll kind of take a mental note of that and get ready to start recasting it when necessary.
Gotcha. And the last thing you had asked her was whether or not she could turn off everyone's bows, like that are out there and such. And she says that she can't do that. She said, but what I could do is I could give the all return call through the robot, so the robot minders would leave. No one's supposed to go out without a robot minder, and that would, as long as everyone are following the rules, that would mean that they would all go back to their original positions. And I am so sorry. I promise you, I had no idea.
Okay. I only understood about half of what she said, so.
Yeah, robot, what? Actually, when she says robot, you get a picture in your head of that upright thing that was possibly a golem, the thing that tried to zap the mess out of,
the metal
yeah,
monsters?
that tried to get Bruce and, so.
We, of course, get none of this. What's she saying?
I kind of like, give them the Reader's Digest version.
Got it. All right. So, what are y'all gonna do?
So I feel like while survival and escaping here is obviously something that we are all striving for, part of me wants to go after and maybe hunt these people since they decided that we're, worthy of being murdered for sport and turn the table on them. I don't know.
Yeah. Should we bring their minders home and see, maybe those who are the bravest and most foolhardy will stay out in the park, and then we can truly test to see who is the hunter and who is the hunted.
I'll be back in just a second, guys.
Sure.
Yeah.
Could do that.
So I would. Yeah, I guess we just lost our communicator, but I would propose that we confirm with our technician friend in broad quotes that she should indeed resummon the Bruce if you do want to go hunt these people. That's one side of it. Do you want to just catch them as they all return, or do you want to just go out as it is?
I feel like catching them as they return isn't as sporting. Not that they really truly deserve it, but it might not be as fun.
Should we Brendan, is our presumption? Yeah, some of this we've absorbed as players, some of this we've absorbed as our PCs. Is it clear to the characters that this is being broadcast? It seemed like that was pretty obvious from like the stadium screens and all that.
Yeah,
I just don't recall if we actually asked her if that was something that was going on.
No one actually asked her that, and
Okay.
broadcast—that's a hard concept.
Right. Yeah.
Pretty much. You know that they have the ability to watch and to be watched, those squares in the sky. You saw it as Baltimore actually fired a bullet through that great big hovering thing, and actually instead broke a panel out of the sky. And such. But the idea that this is being somehow sent out all over the world, that's that no one really
makes
really
sense. Yeah.
So that's beyond what you guys would actually normally.
Oh yeah.
No.
That makes a ton of sense. So Bruce was suggesting, Baltimore, that we re-enter the dome, but turn the tables on people. What are your thoughts on that? You can go hunt the hunters.
I'm not sure that's a real good idea. Because I think they can control what goes on in that dome a lot more, but I don't know how big outside is, but I don't think there's very many creatures like us, so we're gonna have a real hard time hiding.
Yeah, so where are we, Baltimore? Like, are we on a different planet? What is going on? Like,
right. So we're now talking through Baltimore, who has just like a minute and a half left in this. She says, "Yes, all of your top kinds are collected from a planet far off out of space. It's one that we've intentionally not developed in order to make sure that there were always subjects to. I'm so sorry, but subjects to for our
entertainment.
Our annual, biannual, and then weekly annual hunts that we do. It's always been a part of our culture, and I'm so sorry about that. Look, it's not everybody. There are protesters outside the stadium right now who are all out there who have been against us since the beginning. And
what is space?
Space. So she gets a couple things that she says she gets a few bits into that, and then but like you guys get the idea that foreign planet, and then transition goes away.
Protest? What is this?
Hold on just a second. She says we're from another planet?
Yep. You get the concept of planets, but you didn't know that any of them else had intelligent life or any life at all for that matter.
Okay, I'm going to try and cast my...
Okay, comprehend languages.
Okay. Okay, what target number do I have to roll against?
The minimum is, if you score a 12 on this check, you'll be able to speak to them. You need a minimum of an 18.
Okay. I don't want to burn.
You could do spell burn if you wanted to.
Let's do a point of spell burn off my agility.
Gotcha.
Doing this is horrific to her. Are you plucking feathers or?
13.
13. Okay, with a 13, you can only read their.
It's 13 plus 1d20 plus 6, so. I rolled a 12, 18, 19. Sorry.
Okay, that's great. That is you have it for 1 more hour.
Okay.
So you can speak, right? You can read, write, understand, and speak their language for 1 hour. And she's like, "What did you just do? For a moment there, you couldn't understand me, and now you can. How did you do that? Do you have some kind of transistor technological translator?
It's just a spell that I know.
Oh, what?
A spell?
A magic spell.
Yes.
All right. I mean, we've been told our whole lives that magic doesn't exist. I mean, it only in fairy tales.
Okay.
Oh my goodness gracious! You have magic.
Yeah.
Look, I am so sorry. Just please don't.
Magic doesn't exist in your world?
She's been killing magical animals this whole time.
I know, like it's all of her fairy tales are now like coming back to haunt her. Like, you know, that sweet little frog. You know, like yeah.
Here? Because Sokka's been riding around on my shoulder all this time. I just haven't really been using him.
You have a frog familiar, or?
Yeah, I have a frog familiar called Hop Toad.
Oh my god. She is like, yeah, she once again burst into tears. She is like, I am so sorry. I can't believe this. She said, but yes, there are people protesting right now who have been fighting against this beginning.
Would they help us?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Okay, we're going outside because
revolution.
I'm explaining to them. It's like there's a lot of people outside that are really unhappy. It'll probably help us. I think we've got better chances out there than we do going back into the dome where they can control the situation.
All right. Okay, so yeah, sure enough. Yeah, so sure enough. So she's like, just whatever you need me to do, I will help you with it. I promise you I will help. But just tell me what you want to do.
Escort us out?
I mean, I can, but you got to. There are security guards up there, and I mean, obviously you. And she looks down at the, so that other security guard is still there and hearing all of this. The guy that was like, who, by the way, also knew about all of this, and he is kind of standing there, like as you look over him, he's kind of like.
Can I do the Samuel L. Jackson Deep Blue Sea scene on him?
Snatch him up. Yeah. Yeah. Give me an attack roll if you want to go ahead and,
That's not good.
Oh boy.
It's a 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. What happens is that Lady Tech actually jumps and like, no, look, I realize that we were in the wrong here, but killing people is not gonna. It's not going to help anything. It's not going to get you back to your planet, and it certainly won't help bring back any of the people who died in here over the last, many years.
How long?
Since before I was born.
It might appease their anger.
My grand,
yeah, we must appease the ancestors.
Yes, magic.
She doesn't know how to handle it, but she does say that she will take you outside, and that security guard is like, yeah, it's fine. I don't want any trouble here. Obviously, there's been a terrible, terrible misunderstanding, and I maybe what we should actually do, we should just go right now to the network and just tell everybody everything.
Does he have a gun also?
He has that long gun that Tim broke, smashed it.
Oh. But he doesn't have any smaller guns like the one I had.
No.
Well, do you know where we could get more of these?
More gun?
She's like, I do.
And I had things. I had personal belongings on me when before I was stolen away to your lands. Where are those?
Yeah, she says, I'm sorry, but those are all gone. Everybody give me an intelligence check.
11, 20.
Yeah, a clean 20. When she says that security guard is clearly like.
I barely made it.
Yeah, I critted as well, naturally.
Nice.
Yeah, everyone looks over at him, and he knows. He knows. He knows. Everybody knows. And he's like, yes. If you'll just come with me, gentlemen, and she so now there's not in that main corridor there, but down the vehicle lane, you guys go for a while, walk down there for a while and such, and you guys come to a door over there with this weird cube thing in front of it. He hits a bunch of buttons and a light goes on over it and a noise happens, boop, and this door opens up, and all of a sudden it's like, uh-oh, here is all of your gear. Okay. like all of, you see all of your stuff is kind of like laid out and it's sort of like been, gone through like very haphazardly. But there's also other equipment here. So if everyone wants to, if there's a piece of equipment that is appropriate for the world you came from that you would like to have, you guys can all make a luck check. D20 roll low under your current luck, and if you make it, then you'll have some version of it.
A 30-millimeter chain gun.
No. You can find a 30-millimeter length of chain with an anchor on it. That's like, it's the closest you're gonna get.
It's pretty good. I think these are my 2 good rolls today. I rolled a 1.
All right, what piece of equipment are you looking for?
I think some. Let's see. I think just some special poisoned arrows is what.
All right, yeah. Somebody else has like you find a vial of something in there. You give it a quick sniff test. And this is the kind of. It was definitely from somebody from your tribe. It's the kind of stuff that y'all use to bring down big animals.
We collect it in a pot.
Yeah, it's a soporific. You hit someone with it, and they got to make a save, and if they don't, they're gonna fall asleep within a minute. Anybody else make one?
I'm going to try and see if I can find some daggers.
Sure, absolutely. Make a check. D20 roll over.
I rolled a 12 on a 13, so.
Yeah, you can find 3 daggers that are inside there that are not from your tribe, but from other people of your world, clearly.
Okay.
Metal teeth for Bruce.
Metal teeth for Bruce.
I want to see if I can find something that we could use, like a healing poultice.
A healing poultice. Okay, go ahead and give me that luck check. Roll D20, roll low under your luck.
Made it.
All right, yeah. You know what? You come across, let's call them 4 jars of a healing salve. And each one will be able, you can use to regain a die 6 hit points. But it doesn't, you got to put it on and it takes like, an hour. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a magic potion. It just takes like, it's magical, but it's slow acting. It's topical. You got to put it over the wound and then wait. But it'll heal a die 6 hit points. It takes an hour for it to actually fully take effect.
Okay.
Tim?
Are there any lasers that I can put on my head?
Don't you just wish there, Pally Wally. No, no lasers. It's sharks.
We can maybe find some candles and a couple of lenses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll give you a magnifying glass. You know what I mean?
I have a magnifying glass.
See, there you go. Done.
Here you go, Bruce.
And like a tennis headband, you can like tuck it into the side of. Be like, hey.
I guess anything that I'm looking for a ranged weapon because I'm good in melee. So whether they're bows or
spears,
rocket launchers, or
how about a crossbow? You roll, or a bow, or like a bow or a crossbow.
Yeah, either one's fine.
All right, gonna roll.
I did not make it.
Yeah, you don't find anything like that back here. So there you go. But there are also there's like normal clothes are on top of you, and I'll say you guys are able to like get together enough rations from your world, so everyone's got a 1 die 3 days worth of rations and a water skin on top of everything else you've had. And like
and the equipment from our list.
Yeah, and everything that was listed in the character sheets that I sent around this afternoon. Yeah, so you guys are
officially cool. I missed that part. I actually have a short bow on my sheet, so I guess that.
Oh yeah, except for your short bow. That's the one. You couldn't find a backup short bow, but yeah, your proper one though. Yeah, baby, short bow.
Do they have blue jeans? I'm trying to make my guy look like the guy from Street Sharks.
No, that's I get that. Maybe in the gift shop, maybe you can find some up there. So okay, you guys are re-geared, and that security guard is there, and the other fellow is there, and you start to hear voices out there. You start to hear people starting to they've got to be around here someplace. Brad, you hear somebody yell in English, "Find them! Spread out!"
Okay, they're looking for us.
Yeah. I think we should grab the security guard as a hostage. The technician seems to be slightly, I don't know their roles here particularly, but I can sense one is expressed some small remorse, and one of them lied to us about where our equipment was. So I would like to keep a hand on and a dagger in the back of the security guard and just hold him in front in case somebody busts through the door, basically. If that's doable.
All right. So so you guys, you're gonna like try to go out there with him as a hostage?
I think so. What do you guys? What do y'all think about that?
Sounds good. Bruce, would you mind taking a hostage?
I would love it.
Don't fight kill them yet.
All right. So you guys get your gear together. You are all geared up now, and you walk out there. Who is actually has the knife to him? I'm assuming.
I'm just gonna.
You should put his head in your mouth.
That's better. Yeah.
I just pretty much like bite the top of his head with,
Baltimore, you're the only one who can speak for us, so I think you'll have to be.
I just hurt my jaw doing that.
Yes, we should exit through this gift shop, as they have labeled it.
All right. So, so sure enough, you guys walk out there, and you hear they all yell in English, and Bradley, you hear, "Freeze it! Wait, careful, careful, careful! They've got Sanderson!" And he speaks back to them. He's like, "Gentlemen, please just let them go through and let them. I believe this is a case 52. Just let them go through and do what they want to do, and we'll take care of it on the." Everything will be fine. Just, and the other guys kind of look at each other and they kind of stand back a little bit. You guys were at the other side of the garage with all of those vehicles, those wheelless things that are, there. And you were able to get over that double doors over there. He once again presses the button. They can't get over the fact that there's a sharp humanoid there. It closed. You can tell that and some of them are clearly now you guys have got equipment on and gear. Baltimore still has a pistol, you know what I'm saying? So they're, this situation has completely changed. You don't think that all of them were aware. You think that a lot of them had bought into, just like the lady technician thought that you guys were just, upright, crazy animals and, were freaked out by all this. So there's some doubt in their faces. But all of y'all are able to make it back to that double door. We hit the button and it goes up. And the security guard and that lady are talking back and forth, and she's like, "Situation 52, that's not going to work here," And she says to Baltimore,
what is situation 52?
She says they're calling. He's tried to call for a drone strike against you once you were outside. Just to send 52 essentially means to stop the hunt and send the robots in to destroy any animals or whatsoever. We do it every Sunday night.
So basically, these hunts you have just go on that even if your prey survives, you kill them no matter what.
They told us that that you would just have you wouldn't be able to survive here. That you would have that there were too many diseases and things. They said it was an act of mercy. Look, we were wrong. I'm so sorry.
Okay, my clothes are officially on my thing as fancy robes. Does this look like something created by a bunch of savages?
No. And then she looks over at Guy directly. She says, "No, sir, it does not. And I'm sorry that this is done to you. And if I can do anything to make it correct things, short of killing a lot of people, I will see it done." So that's when, ding, the door opens up. Now, imagine everything changes 100%. Suddenly, when these doors open up, you are in this temperature-controlled, lovely area. There's carpet. You've never seen carpet before. There are display stands. You've never seen display stands before. But you are definitely in what you guys would see a gift shop. However, you don't notice the cash register or the people behind the counter or all of that. These are all terms that mean nothing to you, but they're all kind of out there. Well, the first thing that comes to mind are the double rows of primal heads available for sale, mounted up all around the exterior of this place. You see, in fact, you quickly see like one of the missing elders that like you just no one knew whatever happened to him. It's like, oh my gosh, like
They're thieves.
And the security guard's like, well, technically that's a Steve replica. The real one standing in the museum. And I mean, not that that's any better, but they're replica primal heads that are available for sale here in the gift shop, made of gosh knows what.
Okay. What?
But like, as the door opens up, people scream. People's like the people inside there scatter. You see a guy, like this one guy has got like a head of like a wolf man on top of his head, and it's like scaring his kids, and his kids scream, and he takes it off, and he's like, when he sees the real thing popping up. And they are all running for these doors, these clear glass doors that clearly lead outside outside of this little area. But everybody else in here, people are hitting the dirt, running. A lot of them are doing this. In fact, a dozen people at first, you think they're weapons. You're not sure what it means when a dozen people do this to you. But there's a lot of that going on. Like people who are literally hiding, in some cases, like, you're not sure what it all means, but
this is going up on YouTube.
on something.
I imagine we're in like a pure animal panic right now, but there's a throng of people, you said, moving towards the clear glass portals.
Oh people are just there were probably 50 people in here, and a few of them just dropped out of sight, like literally are hiding behind things. Some people screamed. Some of them were so stunned. The guy that had previously had the wolf head on, his the young ones, like he had a woman with him, wife, sister, who knows, but grabbed them and ran out. But he just can't stop staring at Tim's guy who has his mouth on Buddy. He's just standing there like, completely gone tharn. You know what I mean? Just like,
I have to imagine that it's just like slobber just oozing, like seawater, like.
Yeah. And it's hard to tell who it's worth for because you got a mouthful of Brill cream at this point, and it is not, you know what I mean? It's not a good, you almost want to kill him just
you
because
people taste horrible.
I promise, if you just stop doing this to me, I swear, I will not give you any trouble. I will not resist. I repeat, this is so awful. I can smell everything you ate. I can smell everything you ate.
Everyone he ate.
Oh my gosh. Please.
I guess I can't speak to them, sorry. Well, does anyone appear to actually, so I know we're confused. I know this is a total panoply of visual stimulus. The cameras haven't killed us yet. Does it appear that anyone is actually actively drawing some kind of weapon on us that we're aware of? Like as the crowd is separating, are there people remaining in a threatening posture versus just those that are fleeing effectively?
That's a great question. So she told you specifically there would be security guards up here, right? But you do not see any security guards up here. Okay. None whatsoever.
But let's head to I'd like to head to with the throng towards the window, the double doors, the glass doors, and just look outside and see what, lays in front of us.
Okay.
What are these protestors?
We're all heading over in the direction that the throng went.
Okay, so with your man, the security guard, with Sanderson, let's give him a name now because he came up. Sandy.
I guess his name is Sanderson.
So with Sanderson in tow and this tech lady, you all go out the door. There's so many things you've never experienced going on right now. Canned music, air conditioning, racks of t-shirts. And like, there are t-shirts there that actually have, like, imagine like really ugly caricatures of your people, like, while brave, handsome hunters are shooting arrows at them. I mean, it's like, it's not just like disgusting or wrong, it's like offensive. It's like, oh my God, that's what you think we look like, but with these terrible caricatures all over the place, and on mugs and lunch boxes and the front of coffee table books. You guys make it out, you guys pass racks of all of this, get to those doors that open up out in front. And it's a scene out here. There's a huge, big, wide, you're still indoors. There's a huge, big, wide corridor over here. There's another double door out there. People are running and screaming. But remember that drone that you shot out front? I think Brad shot it out of the air, or Spencer, one of y'all did. But you see several of them are hovering out there, and they're just out there like in the air. Most of the people are out there are some of the people who left out of here are running away, but a lot of folks are standing around and watching. And as you come to the doors, people are like, no, like there's a whole lot of that. And someone's like, and then you see, some people faint, some people run. One guy literally like approaches you very quickly, then turns around with that thing in his hand and gets like all of y'all in there. And you don't even know what that's about, but he put himself in the harm's way of whatever the square thing is and gets up within 5 feet of you to do it. And the lady tech is like, this way, follow me.
Okay. She says to follow her.
Yeah, so again,
seems nice.
With Sanderson and this guy in tow, you guys, now you're still indoors, but like there are posters up all over the place in here and like stands where they're clearly cooking food. You can smell food cooking. And well, in fact, this is actually like something you'll recognize. You knew that this world had beer, but like there are whole big places that are dedicated to it apparently. And then she's like, those are the doors there. And then through another set, like 10 doors, 10 double doors like in a row, like with these stairs, like a whole crowd could pass into or out of at one time. And once you go through those, now suddenly you're outside for the first time. And like you are in the midst of a city, the likes of which you've never even imagined. Huge buildings made of metal and glass. The sky gray and cloudy, and the air terrible, like smells terrible to you. I mean, it's just smog all over the place and such. But like there's a barrier out there, okay, like out in front of this. So there's a sidewalk out in front of this place. There's a barrier out in front of this. Yeah, sure enough, you see all of these people who are like, okay, so people you've seen so far have been clean cut, well dressed. You see a more motley assortment of people out here behind the barrier. Some of them are holding signs of some kind, and some of them are this. You even see a few giant puppets, one of which is clearly supposed to be a rabbit, like primal, like, and like 3 people are like lifting it up and they're like chanting, and this one has their back to you and it's like yelling out, and they all gasp and get quiet at once. And when you turn around, they all look and they just fall silent, and they're like, and the lady tech with you yells to them. She's like, we want to, can you help us? We want to go. And you are immediately, these people start crawling over the barrier. They grab all of you up, and you guys are sort of like making this throng on the street. It's a riot now. There are police and cars and whatnot, but all of you are eventually funneled into like a van out there and taken, like far away. You're in the back of this van and you get a vehicle, some kind. It has wheels. It's careening through this crazy city. You can kind of like look through the little windows. Somebody is clearly controlling it, and somebody else is there in the back, and they're with you. And like he's trying to, like, along with the tech. And you still have Sanderson with you? You're gonna bring him along with?
Do we leave him? I mean, we're through at this point.
I think as long as we're safe-ish, right? Like,
Ish.
the thing is, who's gonna help? Like, she's gonna continue to come with us, right? As far as like help.
Yeah, she's not going anywhere. Yeah.
From a narrative side, my only thoughts are, man, it'd be nice to have someone see the inside and go out and proselytize for us about how we're not all that bad. But I don't think that we're aware of any of this level of what the hell is going on. So.
Yeah, it's a chaos to you. I'm using a lot of terms here that your characters don't understand because.
I mean, Bruce, are you hungry?
Just not that hungry.
This guy tastes terrible.
Then let him free so that he may populate the forests of this world, and we may hunt in the future.
I'll take my mouth off his head, Brendan, but I'm gonna I'll turn him around to face me.
Uh-huh.
And I'll look at him with my big shark grin, and I'll give him a tiny peck on the forehead and pat his head, and then let him go.
No. Yeah, he's you hear him like This is Roving 16 checking in. We're on the corner of 15th and 34th Avenue of the Americas. So yeah, so you guys are shoved it into the back of this. You were in there with a human. There's a human who is controlling this thing in the front, like clearly the driver, and another human, a male in the back with you. And he is like, he can't stop staring. He's got very, very, very long hair, like head hair is like super long. He's got like a beard, and like he actually has a shirt with some writing on it. And Brad, you can read on the front of his shirt, it says, "Stop the hunt." Yes, they hunt kitties too. It's not fair. Hi, buddy.
Freddy, you should show him a party trick. He seems fascinated by our appearances.
And he finally like goes into like under one of the seats and like it's like holding out like a bottle like full of water, and he is like, water, water. And she's like, this one can speak our language, and he's like, oh come on, he does not really. You can speak English?
I don't know what English is, but yes, I seem to be able to speak it.
Pretty tiebreaker will pull out a water skin and just drink from it.
Is English your language?
English is our language. My name is Olin, and I have been my whole adult life, since I first learned about the hunt, I have been against it. You creatures we never should be bothering your planet, and I'm so sorry about all of this. We're going to go someplace safe where we can kind of gather our thoughts and we'll figure out what we should do next. But the world has got to know. The world absolutely has to know.
So I introduce our little merry band here. This is Bruce the shark.
Bruce, an honor, Bruce.
It's Spencer.
Nice.
And Freddy Mercury.
Ring, and he looks over at Freddy like,
Are you still Hedgehog? Are you still my pretty ponying it, Freddy?
No, I'm just
okay,
you're back to being a
hedgehog-ish, yeah.
Yeah, I want to say you turned back right after you got under the waterfall. I'm like 90% certain. So we'll say you're in human form now. But he's still, who is not happy to see a hedgehog? I mean, a shark shows up, you're like, a raven, that can be scary, a giant snake, sure. But hedgehogs, man, everybody. No one is like, oh no, a hedgehog. Hedgehog shows up and everyone smiles.
A 6 foot tall hedgehog, I think, would be kind of intimidating.
I mean, intimidating, but not like shark face, still intimidating, So but he can't stop looking at Bruce, and he's like, Bruce, can you breathe okay? Do you need like extra water or something? Or I mean, shouldn't you be in like the ocean? Or they told us
I am getting a little dried out and ashy. I could use a little bit of water.
I've got he hands you a bottle of water. He's like, we have a shower where there's a I know where to go. Let's go to Mindy's place. The driver, she's like, Mindy? Like, yeah, it's in the middle of no place, and she doesn't have a TV. Trust me, this is the move. So after driving for a while, and she keeps saying, I don't think anyone's following us. You guys eventually are all sort of like loaded in. It's just getting on nightfall when a bunch of you are loaded in the back of this weird structure.
Mike Baltimore makes a quick intelligence roll.
Sure. To figure.
Whether make sure one of those drones.
Make sure they're not watching
us.
Yeah.
Because they do, right?
Yeah. You take a look up. You can. You don't need to make a roll for that. You look up at the sky. I mean, you at this point they're watching you. Yeah. You look around at the sky. You do not see any, but like, you drove for quite a while. Like you went over a bridge. You're not sure. Obviously, you're not sure where you are, but like, you guys pull up into the back of this place. You quickly are all go into this house, and this woman inside is apparently Mindy. When you guys get there, she's like, hey guys, oh my God, and this is just at the end of we'll say you got 10 minutes left of translation when you guys arrive here. At this point, like another 50 minutes have passed since you cast the spell the last time. And she's like, wow, I saw it on TV, but like, it's so hard to believe. Hey, what's going on? This is so trippy. Hey, I got hugs for all of you. And she's like, I'm sorry for being this. Of course it's you. Of course it's Frick, Mercury. And she comes over and she kind of like makes a point of like, touching everyone. Like, it's like amazing that you guys are here from another planet, like you're alien people. And I know that like, this is a foreign place to you, but at least here, in my little humble place, just know you are all welcome. Y'all are welcome. Come on in.
I'm translating the highlights. She's welcoming us.
Yes. So she has kind of a shabby. Again, it's her place in the interior. It's kind of shabby. It kind of has a smell that reminds you of incense. You kind of smell and cooking food and things like that. But like she has like all these cushions around there, and she's like, okay, so she can't get her head around the fact that Brad can understand. So she keeps trying to get Olin to translate. She's like, ask them if they're hungry and like, will they eat like what kind of stuff they eat? Because I've got some stuff here, but we might have to order in.
Oh man.
So if you translate that,
Yeah.
Freddie Kai Mercury is going to say, "Hey, you probably shouldn't bring anyone here."
I point out that
Yeah.
the ordering for like somebody would bring food here.
Oh yeah. I mean,
That probably wouldn't be a good idea.
yeah, we're outside we're over the bridge, but it's not like we're in Woodstock or anything. It's cool. We can definitely get something delivered in, no problem. All right. So you guys are all at this point, everyone's kind of like at this point safe. And she's like, Olin is like, so what we have to let the world know what's going on. This is absolutely outrageous that, we have been saying all along that we should not be, certainly not interfering with species from other planets. And we absolutely, the idea that people are being brought here for sport is hideous. And
I rolled a 24 for my, to recast.
24, yeah. So you got it,
upper hand
24.
languages.
I think it's going to up your duration. That actually is very good. 24 for...
Because I rolled an 18 plus.
Yeah, I mean, among friends, things are developing around us faster than we can plan for. But are we trying to get home? Or are we just trying to be exposed, or just breathe safely for a few minutes?
Well,
you want to go home? Okay.
Yeah.
I think all like breathe.
From here.
Yeah. So Brad, you got it for 3 hours, and you can also confer the ability to talk. You can also confer this to one other individual. You touch one person that will then understand you. So who would be your extra? Who's your +1 for comprehend languages?
Why don't I pass it on to Hess Spencer?
All right. Cool. So that woman is like, she's like, all right, so we won't order in or anything like that, but this is amazing. What do you want to do? And Olin is like, we absolutely have to, now is the time. We're going to record this and we'll make sure everyone goes out. And just the woman who was out in the car, like the driver, she comes out and she's like, guys, put on the news on 1650. You got to hear this. And like she turns on the radio. So now his Spencer and Brad, you can hear and understand this, but there's a little tiny box and voices are coming from it. You have now seen this trick a few times, so it's not like amazing, but like, they turn the radio on and there's a report on there, and it's like, that apparent, what they're saying is, according to news reports, the annual Great Hunt has been interrupted today by terrorists. That's right, terrorists have been somehow genetically engineered certain creatures to look like the animals that we harvest from the other planets in the solar system that we own, and have been used against us to disrupt this and to destroy our rituals and rites and our sacred observances, which have been, of course, passed down throughout generations for hundreds of years. This will not stand, and we want all the terrorists out there to know you will be caught and punished. This will not stand. Our nation is, and it goes on and on like that, and then that is what you hear.
This is the story box. Oh, sorry. Please jump in.
Yeah, no. It seems like they're trying to make it sound like we're fakes.
Yeah, I think they're besmirching our honor and calling us humans.
Ew.
Ew. Says that one lady. I mean, you're clearly better than humans. She comes over and actually puts her face on the dispenser, like her hands on you, and she's like, and she gets real close to your voice, and she's like, especially since we seem so compatible.
Alan, there was a plan B that militiamen had drawn up that involved a takeover of the Michigan Capitol building by 200 combatants who would stage a week-long series of...
She's like, she said, but her last thing is she's like, yeah, but you never had a clutch like this.
Oh, man.
All right, we need, you know what? We're clearly going to need drinks for this because this is crazy, says Mindy. And comes back with alcohol for folks. So,
quick reference: are you talking what's going on in the game, or we're just talking about what
in the game? Goodness, no. But if you, if you're watching from home, it's holiday week. This is our last show before Thanksgiving, so I can't fault anybody if they want to have I'm not. So. But there you go. All right, so at this point, you guys have the opportunity to make a plan and figure out what is your next move is, what you want to do.
Well, I like the idea of trying to get home, but I feel like we have to stop this as well. So, like, I don't know, maybe like the, what's the Roddy Piper movie? They Live.
They Live.
How they have to make, we have to almost expose, right, on the news
like break
or
the
something.
towers. Yeah. So I mean, they're spreading false news about us. What is the story box, and can we tell the truth to people through the story box?
She's like, well, we can, yeah. So that guy Olin, who seemed like the long-haired guy, Olin is like, well, I could record all of you speaking. We can absolutely counter the record, but I don't know how we can broadcast all of this. We haven't. There hasn't been public broadcasting since the new regime took over. That's almost 200 years at this point. But I can pass it around from individual to individual, so some people will know. So we can record him, and he like holds up the same square that everybody else had, but it's all like cracked. It's like in terrible shape. He's like, we can record all of this and put it out there for everybody, but I don't know how many people were convinced, but we have to convince somebody somehow.
Yeah. I mean, I'm game for that. I think teammates, please, any other suggestions? Bruce, to get home, I'd have no idea how to do it. We can interrogate them as to, but spreading the good news of our realness, I think, sounds to be something that might help the kind of environment be more friendly to us in terms of people on the street and such like that. Yeah, we don't want to be terrorists. We want to be people's heroes.
The text says I could I could testify to that. She says, but I mean, they'll certainly paint me as being a collaborator or something. Oh my God, oh my kids.
If we show our dear friend Freddie Kai Mercury actively shifting between his different forms, that would be. Wait, you people haven't seen that yet, have you? No. Freddie, would you demonstrate your unique abilities to them? I think this would be indisputable.
Freddie will turn into a pony. And...
Okay, in a day of wonders for these humans, like this is the final straw. They're like, no. They're all.
You can do this all day.
That Mindy lady is like, she's like, he can make a pony. He can be a pony. Oh my God. Humans are terrible. I want to be a pony turning shifter hedgehog guy. Oh my God. And couldn't be more excited about that. And like they're all just, they're all wondering over this. They're like, demonstrating is that magic? Is the magic the right word? I don't want to be offensive here.
And that's what we call it.
Yeah.
Demonstrating your magic, I think that's the best way to do it, but I think we have to do it in public some way, somehow, and let everybody know, because they'll say we faked it if we can't. Olin says, they'll lie until we faked it if we don't figure a way to do it. So how do we let everybody know that you guys are magical creatures? Another world.
Brendan, quick question. How large of a display can you create when you cast color spray?
Color spray. On a really high roll, like on a maximum roll for color spray, you can get a lot of area with that.
You could pretty much get like a city block.
Yeah, you could blind a whole. You could. I mean, it would call for some spell burn and or luck. Yeah, I mean, you could like shut down a whole yeah. Here in the middle of a great big city like this, you would shut a lot of area down.
So I'm talking to Alan. So we basically need some sort of display so public that there's no way they can just dispute it, right?
Yeah. And like Olin thinks for a minute, and he's like, "We go to the network." Yeah.
What if I were to create a rainbow in the middle of your city?
She's like, I think, yeah, like if we go to like, she's like Network Plaza. There are security cameras all over Network Plaza that are watching you guys. Security cameras. She's like, it's like a magical eye that can watch. I can't believe I'm telling you guys about magic. I'm so sorry. But it can watch you from different directions. If we go to, there's no place, I've read there's no place in the world that has better surveillance than Network Plaza, which is where they coordinate all of the hunts and all the broadcasting of that and pretty much everything else these days.
So if we were to do something to completely disrupt everything at this Network Plaza, it might stop them ever being able to do any more hunts in the future?
Yes, absolutely. I think so. Yeah, I absolutely think so.
Okay.
And yeah, it's like, Mindy is like, yeah, you should go there and like show them what you can do and become like a pony. You know what I mean? It would be like, remember that time with the rabbit lady? And they're like, no one can substantiate that. No, the rabbit lady is real, man. She got out of there one time. She made it out. She's still out here someplace, man. I'm telling you. Rabbit lady's real.
She chases people around with an axe, I think.
No. She was in the games, right? And like she jumped through the glass and no one ever found her, but like every once in a while somebody sees the rabbit lady around the park. Man, it's real. I'm telling you, I believe it.
Could our friends summon more of their warriors, protesters, to help secure the scene if we were to make an approach and try to demonstrate our not only realness but as well as our magical abilities to kind of convince the public?
He's like, yeah, but I mean, right now with this terrorist alert going on, we'd have to do it fast and hard because they'll be out there watching for it. They'll be ready to stop us.
What do you guys think?
What is so if we cannot reach to their good senses though and make it so they do not in good conscience want to stop this atrocity, is there a way that we can stop them? Is there a way maybe if one of us stays behind, we can sabotage whatever way they journey to the planet, or
we could. That's another. That's the thing we could do. I mean, there's there's only a few ships that are capable of interstellar travel and through successfully passing through the wormholes without being destroyed. I mean, if that would be if you could stop them somehow, I mean, that would be amazing,
How do worms come into this?
Wormhole. He quickly explains the concept of holes in space that will allow you to travel great distances in an instant.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why they call them wormholes. And Minnie's like, space worms, man, it's real. Like, Minnie, honestly. All right, but the rabbit lady's real.
So maybe we give them the opportunity to correct their ways, and if they choose to not hear our words, then we destroy their capability.
We could do that, but he goes, but realize what that means, though. I mean, that would mean you'll be here, like stuck here. I'd love to see you all get home, but
do you have oceans that are teeming with fish?
In the old days, yeah, but I mean, people have been so. This is part of the reason for the hunt is that animals are so rare now. We've been using food reproduction for hundreds of years. We've been eating that grown meat and vegetables because the environment just won't sustain it.
Can you call us savages?
Hey, look, Olin's like, you know what? Like, I don't call anybody anything, man. I'm I'm with you. In fact, like, if we could, if there's any way of us going back to your world, if you would have us, I would love to go and see what a functioning planet is like without these fascists taking over everything, destroying the environment.
I don't see any problem with that. No, we're rather with them taking them with us, rather.
Yeah. I mean, I can also become a raven, so I could hypothetically get there and not draw too much attention.
If you could become it's like, yeah, you could go anywhere. Has it and like and you can get anywhere you want to go. You could get right into the network plaza, or you get into the spaceport, or the sky is actually the limit for once.
So what do y'all think we should do? Do you think we should try and
at this point the humans are going to back whatever plan the four of you decide on. Right. That's their so.
We should make our announcement. Let's get a sterile room where we can have like the whole like we disavow what we've been told. What we've been called by your people type stuff.
Gotcha.
And we end up, we'll broadcast that. We'll see what the response is.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe we can use the response to like push people to help us secure from Spencer's perspective, the ship port. I don't know what this looks like, right? But maybe they can help us board one of these ships by demanding it.
Yeah, they don't have a TV, so they can't. That's one of the reasons there. They said any place if there's a TV in the house, they can everywhere there's a TV they can watch it. So we got rid of ours a long time ago. And then he's like, yeah, man, fascists always watching.
Oh, through the TVs, I see.
Yeah, pigs.
Yeah, I like the network plaza. Hey, I know some good pigs. I like network plaza idea. I think a well-dressed shark in blue jeans would send
erupting from the
oh my god, from the stage.
the manhole. Awesome.
Look at these pants. Are these the pants of an animal?
Yeah. It's like the Jordache people are like, that's the one. That's the cover of our new album. The face of our new line. That shark's butt is going to make us a millionaires.
So Network Plaza, I guess part of the paralysis in committing to a yes is us not fully understanding what this environment is. Tim, you were kind of envisioning more of a like closed news announcement room. It sounds like Network Plaza is more of like just a big open area with cameras everywhere, that like Times Square kind of deal. Is that more?
Yeah, that's kind of how it sounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Space.
They could record you here. They could like close off a room, like make it where it would be hard to identify it and record all of you, and doing your thing there and such. So they quickly set that. But whatever else happens, they can do that. So they quickly set up the like in the kitchen. They like hang some sheets out there and such, and they record. What kind of stuff do we do in our recording? We'll say we have it's digital, so they can record as much as you want to. But so like. Okay, do you actually show Freddie Mercury changing shape and that kind of thing?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think so.
And using the translation stuff, we denounce their what they said. Anything else?
Yeah, we are not terrorists. We denounce your characterization of us as such. We are victims of your imperialistic disregard for sentient beings.
Unfortunately, it just comes across as
we could try.
Well, as long as Brad or his Spencer does the talking, we'll say that you guys rushed to get it in before the end of your 3 hours there. Who has the best personality check out of the everybody here?
I got 8. So
16.
Yeah, you know it's you. All right, so Kai Mercury, go ahead and make me a, this is a key roll here, personality check, D20, add your personality modifier on top of this. Tell us where you wind up.
Oh boy.
I know that face.
No, how we get, what'd you get total?
6.
6, yeah.
Burn
yeah.
some.
You know what? Yeah, let me burn some luck.
I will say it is a minimum of 10 to get in the door. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 is the minimum level of success that is not going to be bad for y'all.
All right, I will burn
10 or 4 or
I'm gonna burn 6.
6. I just 12. Okay, that'll be a little bit better. So yeah, so at this point, it's not just the crazies, but also the true believers. Yeah, Mindy records it. It kind of, so she's like, hey, like when it's done, she's like, okay, I just sent it through our secure channel to absolutely everybody, and I told them, and it ends with Olin saying, so send this to everybody, make it everywhere, put it up all over the place,
Put it on TikTok.
Yeah, put it on TikTok, and with the effect that it will have, a couple of days pass, we'll say after this, okay, and we give this time to, unless, are we going to strike that night, or are we going to let some time pass to
Yeah, personally, I want to see what the reaction is. If we have
we should probably get some rest.
Are we getting hearts and minds?
Yeah. You know what? At the end, they tell you there were certainly some, but there's also, she reports that they've been also leaking the footage from the actual hunt itself, and it shows y'all just tearing up on people. They've got this. They said there's a thing of the Shark Man comes out of the water is the most popular clip right now of him just taking the leg off a guy.
I watch it repeat.
Yeah. they have an interview on him. You guys actually don't see it because they don't have a TV in there to share it on. But you are told that it looks very it paints a distressing picture. The network is certainly using all of their abilities to pull it off. All right, so who has the lowest luck in the group?
I have 13.
Probably me now. I have 7.
Ooh, it's you. Give me a luck check. Which one roll low?
I rolled a 14.
Okay, so the breach happens 3 days later. Okay. So everybody, you are three days past. If you are injured, everybody heals back 3 points. If you have used spell burn, you'll get back 3 points of spell burn. Spencer, do you regenerate luck?
Actually, I was just wondering. So it's Stalker. Let me check the sheet. I don't know if it'll say that on the sheet.
I know you get a luck die.
Yeah, so I would assume yes, but I'm not seeing anything that explicitly says on this sheet for details.
As I remember it, I want to say you don't.
Okay,
I think you get a luck die, but you don't regenerate luck as it comes back. But if anybody else has anything kind of daily like that, if you've lost spells or spells have returned, you can regenerate that and such. Give me one. I'll give you one more. Who has the best luck, the highest luck in the party?
I have a 13. Does anyone
beat a 13? Sam, you can give me a check, 13 or better, or give you a luck check, DC 13. Roll low.
I rolled a 5.
All right. So 3 days later, that van pulled. Well, you guys are basically hiding. You know what I'm saying? And, we're constantly watching the news reports. That van pulls up and there's a honk. You're honking, the horn honking. That same lady who drove y'all here the first time runs up and she's like, "They're coming." I don't know how they figured out where you were, but they figured it out, and they're coming. All right, you guys have got just moments before things start to happen.
We gave them the benefit of the doubt, so now I think it's time to enact Plan B.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to the plaza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys load in there, and you guys start cruising down to get there and such.
Can we grab like coats before we leave, like comically absurd, like a shark in a it doesn't really fit trench coat and like a red knit sweater, so it's like snake arm.
100%.
All right, guys. Just to like pass a silhouette for 2 seconds to give people like
You're all like a bunch of like also ran rejects from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics. Like, should we do a hedgehog guy? Nah, but he looks cool, right? Yeah, you guys all have they can put together a kind of meager disguise for everyone that will briefly do it. But like
rip them off later.
Yeah, you guys run out there in your disguises. You start cruising, and like you're not going 5 minutes before the driver yells, "Drones! We're being tailed! Drones!" And sure enough, you look at the back window of the van. You see there are 3 of those same drones, looking at the same drones you all saw the last time, kind of all fall into formation, and they are like coming back behind you at this point.
Are there windows on the back of the van that could be? This is not common. I don't know what this planet is like. That could be lowered such that I could shoot an arrow out the back, or hit the door open.
There is if you make a luck check.
Yeah. Dude, I got another one.
Yeah, man. Oh, another one? Yeah, dude. In fact, it's like a slit window. So you can actually like fire one out, and it'd be really hard for them to fire back at you with your one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy to start plinking at him. And Tim, I think Bruce has an expo, right, as well?
Yeah, I have a short bow.
Let's knock him out.
All right. Who wants to fire out a drone?
Me.
All right. Take an attack roll.
Okay.
In fact, I will call for his Spencer. These are all will be like a sneak attack for you.
Okay.
At least the first one.
Yep.
And Tim, you can make a regular roll. So go ahead and there's 3 of them. So this is called round 1 of fighting against these things. And his Spencer, give me an attack roll. It's a sneak attack for you, or your stalker.
I don't know what is going on. I'm 1 in 20. These are the new rainbow dice, so I got a crit.
Oh, nice. All right, roll me damage on that, and it's automatic crit, so you can roll your crit check as well.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay. Oh, it's extra damage.
Tim, how'd you do?
I got a 13 on the D20, a 5 on the deed, and so that would make it a 10 points of damage.
Yeah, man, that's a good news. You hit this one, and it just like skewers right through it, and the thing falls to the ground. How about Spencer? How'd you do?
Let's see. I'm just checking to make sure I have the right crit table for this stalker.
Oh, you double crit. That's crazy.
What do you? How?
Well, because if it's a sneak attack, it doesn't.
Yeah. So what I do for that is what's your normal crit die in table?
Okay, so D14 on table 2. That's what I was doing.
Roll me a D16 on table 3.
All right. Oh, okay. I think
your bomb goes off.
Exactly. All right, I got a 12.
You got like a green arrow in there. Foam comes out and blocks the whole thing.
So the raw damage off the bow is just 4, then the crit is 12 on table 3.
Staggers 4. All right, that kind of makes no sense. So what I would say is, with double crit, an amazing shot on a 12. You hit that one, and it careens into the other drone. And so now, like in one round, the 3 of them all kind of go down. So for a moment there, you're not being tracked. What do you call it? The driver, she yells up, should I keep going?
Yes.
All right. So sure enough, you guys go back over that same bridge. You sort of like drive to you, if you were paying attention, you sort of like feel like you're in the same direction. And finally you get up to she's like, gosh, there's 1,000 people out here. And sure enough, you guys get up to the edge of, it's like, that's Network Plaza over there. That's there. And you see at the edge of it, there are protesters and counter protesters. So on the one side, you see definitely people with the same kind of signs that like on one side of the block that you were seeing before and such. The police are clearly standing in front of them, and at this point, you have been here long enough, and they have taught you enough that I'm just going to use regular words for things. And I'm saying, they've shown you what police look like and how to watch out for them. There's a whole bunch of riot cops out there, full gear, shields. They're holding back all these protesters. On the other side of the street, you see all these people who are like taunting the protesters and throwing rocks and being belligerent and all this. You guys drop it right in the middle, and she's like, "We're here."
Yeah.
Just kick the doors open and yell loud.
Is this the point of the movie where we all break dance to prove to them that we're actual human beings?
Yeah.
That is
You could explode through the roof of the van in true shark fashion and announce our presence. I mean, is there a window? Is there a ceiling little port?
There is. If you make a luck check, Tim, make a luck check. Roll up.
If you want.
No, I didn't make it.
Nah, it's not that kind of man.
Okay. Can I do something?
Sure.
I want to step out of the back of the van and cast color spray as wide as possible.
Okay, gotcha. Are you targeting just into the sky, or are you going to target like the people?
The sky.
Sky. All right, cool. Just go ahead and give me a spell check then.
I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to get their attention.
Gotcha. You're going to go out there and throw this thing up there and like, wah! All right. Yeah, go ahead and give me your spell check. D20, add your spell mod on top of that. This one's key. They're all key.
Yeah.
9, 15.
Yeah, 15. So you shoot a blast of rainbow. Like you step out of the van and people are like, there they are. And you're like, whoosh. And a blast of rainbow energy goes up into the air. The protesters cheer. Woo! The counter protesters hit the deck, scream, cover their faces. they think they're in trouble. So you go ahead and throw that thing up there. And I'm going to say that is, I've been thinking about this. That is 1 point towards y'all convincing the world that you guys are real and sentient and magical. So at this point, like certain amount of people who are not believing are like, wow. You cast that, and as you're getting done, you see 2 security robots are heading like over towards y'all. They are hovering at you. They look like real serious versions of that one little pokey and zappy thing that you guys 86 in the arena. The 2 of them are flying at you guys. So let's roll initiative for when they're about like 40 feet out and almost to you guys. So give me a. Ooh. All right, so the robots go uniformly on 11 every round when they're not being people's robots. All right, Bruce, what'd you get?
14.
14 from Bruce. Okay, Baltimore.
15.
15 for Baltimore. Okay, Freddie Kai Mercury.
19.
Look at you. All right, his Spencer.
17. 17.
Wow.
Oops. Okay, and so everyone is going before this thing. So Freddie, Kai Mercury, you were up first. You were coming out of the back of the van. You're in the middle of the road. The road is empty, like cars have been blocked off like from this area. And like I said, there's a huge plaza over here, like directly in front of you. To your left, protesters being held back by cops. To your right, counter protesters who are kind of just milling about there. Like no one's really stopping them from doing anything, except that they just saw a Raven man throw a rainbow into the air. So they're really thinking hard about what all this possibly means. But you're also in full gear and fully dressed. That is what you see.
Okay, and so these attack robots are between us and the plaza?
Yeah, they're between you and the plaza. There's 2 of them, and they're 40 feet away.
Okay. I guess I want to bust out of the back of the van and just go running straight at those things.
Gotcha.
And I am going to do 4 points of spell burn off my stamina. And I'm going to cast Flaming Hands.
Ooh.
All right.
One can only hope.
Last time Anthony cast Flaming Hands, he killed a bunch of party members.
Oh, really?
Game weird.
Cross a finger.
Cross your hopes.
All right. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna burn 6 points off of stamina and 4 points off of agility, so 10 points total.
That's a total of 10 points. Outstanding.
Here goes the crowd.
You're gonna roll.
Woo, baby. Oh, boo. Okay. 19. Oh, wait, no. I have levels and such. 20. Just 22.
22 total? All right. 22. It's a blast of fire that will get up to 3 targets for 1 die 6 plus cash total points of damage. So die 6 plus cash total on both of them.
7.
All right. I mean, but like, you go out there and you produce a blast of flame with your fingertips. And like, the on one side cheers, the other side people are horrified and are yelling, and there you go. Well, that's cool because now Spencer can go and just hysterical.
Sounds good. I'm gonna just roll out of the van and shoulder up to Freddy, assuming he's not in melee distance, and then just shoot at one of the larger charging guys.
Sure, Freddy will be 10 feet away when we get started.
Cool. I'll present a defensive front.
All right.
And not so hot. Just 10.
10 points of damage?
No, sorry, the 10 to hit.
Oh yeah, 10 to hit. Yeah. You know what? It banks off of it hits the one robot, and for a moment you see those black and white dots appear. The same thing that happened to those guys you fought earlier. Like just for a second, you see them, and then they all disappear. But you know what's interesting? When Freddie Mercury cast his fire thing, it didn't seem to slow. Like you didn't see those black dots at all.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
So it is Baltimore.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and try and cast color spray and target the robot. Target
all right.
The drones.
Gotcha. Target some robots. All right. Go ahead and give me a check. Or are we doing any spell burn, or are we just going to do it off fingertips?
I'm not going to do any spell burn until, well, yeah. Let's spend a point of strength. Actually, 2 points of strength.
2 points of strength.
So,
all right.
D20 plus 8, basically. Mm-hmm. And I rolled a total of 10.
Yeah, lost and failure. That spell does not go off. You fire, like you go over there and kind of yell at point, but nothing occurs. And at which point it is time for Bruce.
All right, I am going to run up to one of them, kind of like a full charge, and my deed is to like bite around the midsection and then like toss.
Okay, gotcha. You have a chunk one. Gotcha. All right. Cool. Give me a attack roll, and you're hit.
Did not make the deed. I rolled a 13 plus 2 on the deed die, 15 to hit. 15, 16, 17 to hit.
17. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Doing 8, 9, 10 points of damage.
Nice. And like when you show up, there's an audible gasp. When you know.
Is my fan club here? Is anyone down there?
Yeah, there's a couple of people who are like, when you get there, like, no one has any translation up right now, but somebody yells like, shark guy. You're not. You've heard that before. You've heard that enough times from the humans that are around you to know that means a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a.
They're cheering for me. I know it.
You know it.
Cool. All right. So it is their turn.
Insight.
So the one is going to fire. I mean, it's obviously going to hit back on Bruce, with, being all sharpish and whatnot. And when you try to bite it, you once again you had that force field thing in your face, but you still managed to get through it and damage this thing. That one is going to swing around at you, and it has like an industrial-looking version of that thing that you saw on the one in the park. This pointy zapper thing comes out. And it is going to get a 15. The 15 gets you with everything. Tim?
I'm sorry, 15 with my new armor class. It hit +5. Yeah, it hits right in the nose.
Yeah, gotcha. All right. So you are going to take. You take 6 points of damage from that, and please give me a DC 14 Fortitude save.
I got 14 on the nose. I rolled an 11, and I have a +3.
For a moment there, so you get hit with a jolt of electricity. You have this moment where you nearly black out from it, but you manage to stay up.
6 points of damage.
Yeah. The other one is going to fly up at well, no, it's going to go for Act 2. It's actually going to fire a thing at Freddy Kai Mercury with your flaming hands. It can't have that. So here comes an attack thing. Something opens up on its chest and flies out at you. It rolls a natural 1. That's terrible. So here's a smash cut to the side of the thing. I'm reporter Jane Whiteley in the scene here. This is unbelievable. The animals have been labeled net. Whoa! Oh, Jesus! And then you see, and she just falls over and just eats it. And like the crowd is like, woo! That wasn't good. That wasn't good. So a critical fail on behalf of that robot, and yeah, and you're fine. That came nowhere near you. You're like, whoa, but that reporter took it real hard. She took it real hard. She's laying there like, all right. So now the two of them are still up like 10 feet away. Spencer, you're 10 feet away. Baltimore is 10 feet away, and Freddy Kai Mercury is 10 feet away. But Tim is right up there, like in melee range with them. Having this and such. All right. So okay. So who wants to be your? Okay, it's now the population's turn. So who wants to be a die? It's going to be my D20 versus your D20. We're gonna have a contest here. Who would like to roll for the primal side?
Is there a personality roll type thing?
This is just going to be a D20 roll. I'm kind of going to do it more like a spell duel, but with the old momentum tracker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So go ahead and you want to do it one, Anthony?
Yeah, I think.
No, we should have his Spencer do it. He's.
Oh yeah, you're rolling hot. You're rolling
hot.
God. Yeah.
Okay. I would. Yeah. I'll do it if you nominate me, but I would say Baltimore because I like him as a party front man, a kind of diplomatic member.
Gotcha. All right. So straight up D20 versus my D20 roll there. Make your regular roll. Got to beat my 10. Just right in the middle.
19.
Nice. All right. So at this point, you guys are +1, like winning this thing. Okay. So the crowd on the protester side, it's swelling. People are showing up. People are holding up. Like people are filming, and they start to really push against the barricades there, and like are sort of like sort of like threatening to do this. And at the same time, the counter protesters, a lot of them seem to have just remembered that they've got a thing they have to get to right away. So a lot of them are just moving around. So you are now +1 to me. So we're gonna do this roll again next round. But you will be +1 on this roll for next time, okay? And I'll be a -1. So we will see where we are after this. So and at a certain point, it's gonna just take over. So we'll let that happen. So it is round 2. One thing that happens is the police they're not coming anywhere near you, but they run into the van, and you see the driver. Being arrested in the middle of all this and such. So she's going to jail. But they're clearly being wary of all of y'all and staying away from it. And there you go. So fight is going to keep going, and where'd my initiative? Oh, I moved my notebook. All right, top of order. Freddy Kai Mercury, your turn. I got a 10 foot away from you. I got a robot just trying to net you. How are you feeling about this?
Not great, but also not great about how that flaming hands went.
I mean, yeah, that could have been that. You could have like blown them both up in one go, but there you go.
Yeah.
Should go for it.
I, in order to garner favor for our party. I'm going to turn into a pretty pony.
Pretty pony. Okay.
Everybody loves a pretty pony.
Everybody does. So you transform into a pony. That very much changed the situation on the ground here. The protesters have been like, they saw you do it like on TV, and like they were like, no. A lot of people were saying it was fake. That wasn't fake. They just saw this with their own two eyes, where the hedgehog guy suddenly became a pony. At this point, that is one more point towards y'all like convincing the world that you guys are real and exist. So you're up one more over that. And the next roll, you're a D24 plus 1 on your next roll against my D20 check. As the crowd goes bananas. I'm like, some of them are actually holding up like fan art with like pony and things. And you're seeing a lot of t-shirts showing and stuff, and guy in a horse head. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of that kind of action going on as they're, just jumping up and down and chomping at the bit to, to be involved in this. Man, nice to Freddie. And even the robot, and also the robot no longer targets you. You are not a primordial monster. You are a pony. I'm not here to fight ponies. So the robots are no longer like, no wonder my net missed. It's a pony. So it is his Spencer. What's she gonna do?
So I don't want to get out of my character too much, but is it? You were talking about a reporter that got netted. Is it at all clear that they were talking to this magic speaky box, and that would be a way to communicate to?
Yeah, you definitely saw somebody like you know enough of the culture at this point. You can tell that person is talking to one of these things, and there's okay, you know that individuals have a little square thing. They've got a big old setup with lights and the whole.
Perfect. That's kind of what I was hoping was sinking in. So this was already on his mind. We're here to win the crowd, right? I mean, there's too many humans to take out. Spencer's going to run over and pull his dagger out and actually try to release the news reporter on camera from the net. And be like, man. Do not fear us, humans. We are just like you. We have emotions and clutches of our own.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Like even stand up and pan the camera towards Pretty Pony. Like, we merely seek the same freedom you enjoy.
Yeah, they've got a producer over there who like has tears of joy in his eye.
Yes, and we live on a planet, and we're also real.
Yeah, I mean, you're speaking your own language. They don't know what you're saying. But, like, you go over there and free her, and she looks up at you, and she's says something like, what she said. Like,
yeah, right. Yeah,
all the cameras are on you at this point, and people are starting to cheer, and it's people are very, very excited about all of you at this point, and everything that you guys can bring up and get, they're just people. That's a great move, Spencer, and they're just super, super pleased about all this. Great. So it is Baltimore. What are you gonna do?
Okay, the robots are not paying attention to us for the moment, right?
That one, it looks like they're pretty much concerned with Bruce at this point, who ran up there and charged on him.
Bruce, do you think you can survive on your own for just a moment?
Yeah, I've
okay. I'm going to run over to where his Spencer is and cast Comprehend Languages, and I'm going to burn 2 more points of my strength.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be a D20 plus 8. 9, 17.
17. All right. I want to say, let me double check. 17 on the old comprehending languages.
Also, I get a spell check plus 1d on language. Does that help any or not? But that probably wouldn't help for spells. Right?
Yeah, that's like for. I think that's like. You know what? Let me take a look at that real quick. Do I have this guy up here? Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
That probably helped me understand better languages that I can already speak.
Yeah, I think it's like studying texts and things like that. I'm gonna double check you real quick. Right, you are the Arcaster. Yeah, you are a +1 die on skill checks involved in language, not on actual spell checks. But I'll tell you what, though, I will say between that and use, let's say at this point, you got like a, let's call it a high school freshman version of English. You know what I'm saying? You have of the last 3 days. I mean, imagine how easy it would be to learn a language. You would cast comprehend language. You'd be like, what the hell are you saying, friend? I will say, due to that, at this point, you have a, like I said, high school freshman foreign language equivalency of, you can, if you needed to right now, you can walk into any of these places and ask where the bathroom was or the library. You got it.
Without having to cast the spell at this point.
Yeah, but in this case, though, with that, so 17 for the comprehend languages, just lost my dang place. A, B, C, comprehend language. A lot of C spells. Okay, you want to spend 1 point of luck? That'll get you up to rewrite and understand.
Yeah.
17 is only read and understand. 18 is read, write, understand, and speak for 10 minutes. And if you want it for an hour, you got to get it up to a 20.
I don't think I need it for that long. I mean, all I've got to be able to do is do some rough communication with this report.
Gotcha. All right, so Bolt Amor, the bird person, runs over there and you cast a spell. And what do you say on camera? Let's say you got like 5 seconds to say something on camera.
My name is Baltimore. My friends and I just want to go home.
Oh, that is so good, dude. So good. All right. So that was awesome.
5 seconds.
Yep. So that is awesome. And it is Bruce. Bruce, I got 2 robots over there thinking it's Shark Week. What you gonna do?
Are they both within arm's reach so I can grab their heads and smash them together as my deed?
Well, yes, there they are. They were making a flanks against y'all going to the road. So yeah, give you a good.
I got a 13 and a 3. So 16
13 and a 3 to 16 total.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So right now they're an armor class 17. So
all right, I'll spend the point of luck.
Yeah. Let's say we spend that point of luck on your deed die.
Sure.
So give you that 4. All right. So yeah. So go ahead and roll me like your hand-to-hand damage. It's going to be a D20 or the D3 plus strength plus the 4 for your D. Roll that up.
All right. So I got a 3 on the dice. So 3 plus my strength is 1, 4. And then I wasted 4 on the dice. So 8 points of damage total.
All right. Man, the one's in bad shape. Well, not bad shape, but getting all bad shape. All right. And then this is kind of an indefined thing. I mean, they're robots. If there were people, we would know what was going on. So I'm going to say I'm definitely going to drop them down and die for next round, but give me a luck check. See if there's an additional.
Yeah.
You make it? All right.
So my new luck's at 12 and I rolled a 10.
Gotcha. So the one of them got something smashed on his head, like some glass broke. And it seems like when the 2 force fields kind of, touch, there's 0 there. Like when they sort of like become one big force field, they kind of like grow together. So there's nothing blocking them. So when you hit them, like there's a huge sound up there. And the glass bits on the head of one are kind of smashed. And it's now like spinning around, like wondering, who to go. So I'm going to say they're both going to get a D16. The one can't see, but the other one, it's net time. D16 net up at you, Tim. That's going to be a 2 plus that. I'm looking at a total of a 12.
12, 15 armor class.
Yeah, give me a luck check one more time. D20 roll.
Yeah, I got a 2.
Yeah, man, this net actually flies over to the protester side, like wraps up somebody who's just like, I think all the rights should be free. Animals should be. And like they're not. The people are like, did they just net Nancy? You bastards! And people are getting stirred up. So go ahead. I'm gonna say at this point, roll me a D30 plus 1 versus my D20 here. See the crowd thing. Oh, whoever's rolling, whoever wants to be a roller on your side.
Who's rolling?
Baltimore.
I'm rolling a D30 now?
Yeah, D30 plus 1.
D30 plus 1? Oh, boy.
Yeah.
9.
Okay, You know what? You still beat my number here, so that's going to be +1 up on the whole thing. So at this point, you're now at a +2, and like at this point, you start seeing like the odd brick is getting thrown from where the protesters are over in the the area of things. And people are starting to shove cops, and like you see one of those vehicles, people are like rocking it over there and like getting ready to turn it over. It's really turning into a scene over here. At the same time that the lady that his Spencer freed is trying to actually talk to his Spencer, but Brad, you can understand. And she is like, and what is your name, sir? Do you have a name as well? Are you also, is it true that you are terrorists created within? Because we've seen wonders here today and no one frankly knows what to believe.
I guess I can't grab any of this. Yeah, so she's just
no. You have no idea what she's saying. Yeah. But Brad, you.
We're not terrorists. We're just people of our kind. We're not. We were brought here. We just want to go home. We don't want to be here anymore.
They are not terrorists. They just want to go home. You heard it first here on Channel 18. This is Nancy, Madigan, signing off and frankly questioning a lot of things that I haven't told my entire life. All right, so so they're this is on.
I didn't tell her who you were.
Oh, yeah. What's she saying? Doesn't matter.
She wanted to know your name.
Just
can I still talk to her or not? Or
yeah, it's zero level.
His name is Spencer.
I'll do a very light bow towards her, just a head tilt.
And I kind of point toward
to indicate civility.
Yeah. Spencer, give me a personality check for his Spencer.
Yeah, that's not gonna go great. I'm not a very handsome snake. I got 7 minus 1, 6.
Yeah, it comes off kind of weird, like ha, and she is like, she kind of like leans over to Baltimore and is like, what is he doing?
I don't know.
Baltimore, she does not accept the ritual bow.
All right,
this is why we let Baltimore do the talking and
and not his Spencer. All right, so let's go to the top of the order. Freddie Mercury, yeah, man, like you are a full pony out here, and like you look over there, and there's like you've got fans out here. You are literally seeing. There is a picture there. You know what? Here's a universal thing between your world and their world. You now realize for the first time is that people will draw kind of this like 2 bubble top thing that ends at a point to mean a heart, because there's a picture there of you with all those things around it, and like a lot of that kind of stuff, a lot of fan art. Suddenly now that the protest is getting wild, the giant puppet guys are back, and like there's a puppet of you like smiling, like it's a whole thing. But it's your turn. What are you going to do?
All right, I'm gonna trot over to the crowd, and I'm gonna throw my mane.
Give the personality. Give me a D24 check plus your personality modifier.
It's a 7.
Total of a 7.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of gets lost in everything else that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't register because there's so much crazy stuff going on here. The shark guy is literally kabongo 2 guys' heads, 2 robots' heads together. You've been upstaged by a shark guy just busting heads. Which, come on, I mean, obviously that makes sense. But you go over there and give. But now you're kind of over towards the crowd side, and certainly a few of them, like the puppet guys, are now doing it too. You know what I mean? Like there people are like, my name is blah blah blah. They're all yelling and whatnot and such. So, his Spencer, you are over there by the camera at the camera lens. It is your turn. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, on camera, I'm just going to. I don't want to shoot my friend Bruce, so I'm gonna unsheath my short sword and hold it up high for the crowd to witness, and then charge at the robots just to try to give them some backup and get in there.
Gotcha.
I'll just run in there and make it a melee attack.
You're too far away this round, but you can run. And then next round, make a move and then get there.
Sounds good.
All right, so you start running over there, like getting back into the fray and such with your weapon. Baltimore, what are you gonna do, bro?
Actually, can I just hold action for the moment?
Absolutely, you can hold action.
Yeah, because there's really not much I can do.
Sure, no, I get it. Yeah, the reporter continues to ask you questions. She's like, what is the name of your planet? Where, what is the?
What is my planet?
Thundar.
Yes, Thundar. We are from the planet Zoopopolis. No, I'm kidding.
Zoopopolis. Yeah.
Don't do that. All right, so you are over there, kind of like talking with her when it is time for Bruce. Bruce, that guy tried to get into the net and missed. It's your turn.
I'm gonna try, but my deed is to, with the intention of like short-circuiting or stunning him.
Yeah.
I am going to essentially do my planet's version of the RKO to him.
All right. Give me an attack roll, and you did that.
Nah, 8 and a 1.
Yeah. You know what? It's the hardest thing to do with these force fields is grapple them. They just get slippery. You cannot get a hold of these foolishness. You just slide right off it. No one even knows what you're trying to do. But me. So it is their turn. So at this point, the one is still bobbing and weaving around and can't do anything. The other one is going to now, it's time for the taser. It's going to start to zap you with its taser. It's going to get a 19 off the dice. So you're going to take one more time. You take 8 points of damage this round. And once again, give me a DC 14 fortitude save.
14 plus 3, 17.
17, yeah. So you take some damage from that. You got a big old black mark where this thing like electrocuted you in the belly, but you are still in this fight and still over there, fighting through it and such.
Nice.
All right. Let's see. Okay. You know what? It's time to get the viewers at home. All right, guys. If you're at home right now, what time is it now? 4:48. I'm going to put 1 second there. Everybody who puts a pro animal comment in there for the next minute is going to get a modifier on there. Starting, you're going to give a bonus to the guys in this next roll. Starting now. Pro animal comments. 1 minute. Siri, set me a timer for 1 minute from now. All right. If you're watching, let's series on the case. Pro animal, professional. Gosh darn it. Pro animals. Don't make me come over there, Lutherian. But thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Dang it.
That's a wrestling
right.
move.
Sorry, guys. I don't want to tell you. All right. So it's that was Bruce. It is their turn. They go. Okay. So we're once again at our crowd versus crowd roll, which has got 28 seconds left for you watching at home to get in there and throw them a little love. Will they do it if you're on Twitch? That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. Oh man, I love it. That's 5. Do I count from? That's 6.
Predators are important. No lying.
I mean, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. No affirmative like baby. That's great. Fantastic. 2, and we're done. All right, that was beautiful, guys. All right, so it's time to be that last roll. Thank you, Lutherian. You were in there, dude. You were in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not counting for animals, you knuckleheads. So that's 8. So take a roll. You're a plus. You can still roll at D30 plus 8. This is for all the marbles here. Can you beat me this one round? Go ahead and make your roll. They're going to get an 8.
And I just rolled a 6.
Got 14? Yeah.
But that's a 14 with everything. That's still going to beat my 8.
Okay.
So you really would have had to roll pretty. I guess a 1 would have rolled.
6. I rolled an 8 initially anyhow because I forgot to just for the +2.
Gotta roll that +2. Yeah. Then so at this point, it is a full-fledged riot. The protesters have now shoved past the riot cops and have run out in the street. A few of them actually run up to like where Baltimore is, and they're over there like like raising heck with them and stuff, and like they crowd up in front of everything, and they're actually like gumming up the works. You see, the robots seem to be unwilling to target the civilians who are now in the way. So at this point, like it's just a full-fledged, here in front of everything, with the whole world watching, more security cameras here than anywhere in the world. These people are running up to you, they're taking pictures, they're shaking your hands. His Spencer, like a few of them like run up next to you, and people are just grabbing like tire irons and whatnot, and they're like, blah, 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 blah. And they kind of, but you can't get there. By the time you get over there, there's so many people in the road now that there's no more fight. It's just being out in the middle of this throng of crowds and such. So before too long, we're going to have this becomes, like I said, this huge big protest. Cops come in there and such. But finally, like hours later, so clearly some people who are authority figures come out there, and you look standing next to Miss Sanderson, the security guard who was in Bruce's mouth the whole time and such. They come out there and do an announcement. And Brad, your translation spell is off by the time it comes over there. But you see that that lady tech that you've been hanging out with, is like, come with us, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, I'm doing rough translations for everyone. They want us up there with them.
Yeah. And the crowd cheer you all the way up to the front door as you make your way up there with the group of people who are up over there. Who has the hardest time getting up there though? That's Freddie Kai Mercury, because I mean, like by the time you actually make it to the door, your mane is literally braided. Okay, like, people are, you have been showered with more sugar lumps, more carrots than you've ever seen in one place. They just can't stop with you, man. They just can't quit. Piling it all on you guys. So we'll say like. So an hour later, all of you are sitting in like a little bit of a meeting room. There are cops in there, but there are also people in there with suits. Sanderson, the security guard, is there. Olin, the activist who helped you guys out, is there. Not the arrested driver nor Mindy, but the security guard lady is there and such. And Baltimore, you are there's a authority figure there who is like, you're able to glean that he wants to have a negotiation with you and to discuss what's going on and how we're going to, problem is wish to fix. Let's make problem go.
Can I cast comprehend language so I can understand him?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to burn 2 points of luck.
All right, cool. You know what? You can actually wait on the roll and burn your luck points afterwards if you want to.
Oh, okay.
If you want to.
Ran up against a bunch of dice.
Hold again.
Which is good because I only rolled a 9, 15.
15. Yeah, now burn those 2 points of luck. That'll get you up to a 17. So,
17.
All right. Yeah, so you've got 10 minutes where essentially they're like, the one guy's like, I am, okay, let me get my notes for position. He says, greetings. You're the one they call Baltimore. Is that correct?
Yes.
And he says, greetings to all of you. He says, I'm sorry, I'm here. I'm lost in my notes here for a second. This does not count against your time here. Yeah, he says, I am the vet eel, and I am the master of ceremonies for the Great Hunt, which we have been doing since. I'm a third generation master of ceremonies. My father was master of ceremonies, and my grandfather before him. We have been watching events unfold with great interest, and we have seen that clearly we have underestimated your species and, quite frankly, your planet. And we don't wish any more aggression against any of you. But we would like to understand how it is that you were able to do the fantastic things that you were able to do. Are you still in pony form, Freddie?
I assume I probably had to come upstairs or something.
Oh yeah, to get the elevator, yeah, you had to like go back. They're like,
Yeah.
you know, like this one seems to have the ability to transform into other animals. How is that possible? How do you do these things?
Magic.
Well, we've grown up, you know, believing that magic was an impossibility and whatever. But so you'll have to understand that we're now seeing a wonder here. We are extremely interested in whether or not these powers can be harnessed for the greater good of both our people, and we are willing to return you to your homeworld. However, we would, as an act of good faith, we would like for you to teach us the principles of these things. If it is a thing which can be taught, we would like you to teach us how this occurs and help us develop these things as well. I mean, obviously, our world has many and myriad problems, and perhaps we could just use those powers to just make them go away if it works that way.
I promise I need to talk with my friends for that.
Of course, we understand that you'll need some time, but understand this: we are willing. We have the ability to send you home, and if you do agree to this, we will declare that your world will be off, completely off limits for any kind of any gathering expeditions in the future. We will declare your planet to be a sovereign place, which we will not we will not interfere with ever again. You have my word as a hunter.
So you're translating this to us, Baltimore? Is that the?
Yeah, I'm translating as he's going. They're willing to let us go home if we can show them some of the magic part, what we know of magic.
Sure,
So
blasting with color spray.
Yeah.
Or Bruce, you could show him your tooth magic. That's also
Yeah.
Tooth magic, bite magic,
bite. That's good. I guess the only question that Spencer would put to his compatriots here is, does that not mean that they may simply continue on other planets with other races?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are in a strong bargaining position. Look, we probably have all of their leaders right here. I can summon fire from my fingertips. They should be sweating. And the people are clearly with us. So we should be like, no, send us home and stop the hunt. I don't care.
Cease all hunting activities. Yeah.
I've done this. It's terrible. Yeah. Like, yo, I saw one of my elders sold in your gift shop.
Yeah. So maybe we should also demand that they send the hunt masters back to our planet to live among us and experience the ways.
And we want the remains
if they
of our
learn,
people repatriated.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If they want to learn, they come to our planet and live with us for a year.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool, actually. Yeah.
I explain to them that the secrets of magic can't just be learned overnight.
Okay.
That you'll have to send some of your people to negotiate with our peoples. These are secrets that we can't just write down in a book and give them to you.
Can I suggest to Baltimore, as an addendum, that they must come and spread the word of what has happened to our ancestors to pay back the crimes that they have committed against our lineages and tell the stories of our elders.
I pass that along. It's like this is a grievous crime against our peoples that you have been committing for many, many years.
Well, you have to understand that this was a great tradition of our people. was something that had a great cultural significance. I mean, you clearly are people with a language. You must have some kind of a culture. I mean, do you not hunt on your world? Do you not, or are you all vegetarians? I mean, you must understand how we.
I had to look over at Bruce.
Yeah. There's a chain, but it's one of respect and cyclical life exchange, not one that we necessarily revel in for the pleasure of others. Would be my retort to Baltimore. You know, like I'm assuming we're having a philosophical debate between the telephone games.
I tell him, we hunt for food. We do not hunt for fun.
I mean,
most of us.
we exist in an equilibrium with our environment.
We don't hunt needlessly.
Mm-hmm.
So
I translate that.
Seals do make awesome noises when you hit them from below at 20 knots.
Bruce, shut the up.
All right, so they how are they going to rules? All right,
you know
how to do this.
I'm gonna also propose to Baltimore that, and this is kind of my way of keeping an eye on these people, but like as a sign of good faith, I would stay here as their guest / hostage, you know, as like an emissary on this planet while they send their people to ours. But it's really a way for me to keep an eye on whether or not they continue this hunting culture, you know, or like.
Yeah.
Plus, I also I like the fandom. You know, I want to have the.
Yeah. So you know what? Actually, this is actually the turning point. The master of the hunt, Ills is like, he kind of like thinks about that, and he's like, so you fish, do you? I have this great place. You know, it's very exclusive. At this point, they're gonna, they are going to, they talk amongst themselves. They give you some time to talk amongst yourselves. You're there with Olin, and Olin is like, listen, I really want to come back to your planet with you if this happens. Will you accept me, and will you let me come along with you? I'll be your hostage. It won't do them any good. They don't give a crap about me, but I'll still at least symbolically go. Don't leave me here.
I have no issues with that. I don't think any of us are aware of
we should
contagion
also
risks, but
try and get.
Alan, you have been a friend.
We should get the driver out of jail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's you know what? I was kind of hoping that's the driver was Jeddah McSeven. And Jeddah McSeven is they agree to release, like they're like, oh yeah, we'll get her. We'll you know, she's only being detained. She's not being charged with anything yet. But yes, we will also, as part of that, we will Miss McSeven shall be released onto her own cognizance.
Yeah, and his Spencer, do you want to bring Mindy?
For another brood? Or clutch? No. I think my clutch mothers would probably be upset. So no, I think I'll return to my many spawn at home. Thank you.
All right. So you guys come to this agreement, and they are gonna. So Bruce is gonna stay here and sort of like be like the emissary on this side of things. And they're going to send back a couple of people with you in order to, they send some of their top scholars in order to go over there and like learn about your culture. They also want to send a camera crew and film everything on your end of things. And so this is so like one other thing. So like this is all arranged to happen. It's going to take months to arrange all of this. You know what I'm saying? So in the meantime, you guys are given like accommodations. You get the feeling that this world, there's not a lot of greenery in this world. Like everything is done indoors. The air is very, very bad. And the only food that they have here comes out of these machines. They have like these, they sort of like create this kind of like, they can create various kinds of things. Like they can make, one day they make a soup, one day they make fake meat, and they fake this, but like none of it tastes real to you. It's all nutritious, but it isn't, never did it like, hey, these are like, have you ever had steak? It's not steak. You've had steak. This is not steak. However, at one point, his Spencer, like you guys all have like these like lovely apartments. So his Spencer, that why can't I keep his head? Navet Eel. He comes up to your apartment one night and he's like, "I'd like to talk to you." At this point, too, they've got translate, like they've learned enough of your language where they can actually, you guys have, that was a priority. So now we can kind of rudimentary. You guys can all add English as a language on your characters. Turns out, if you have a guy that can magically translate, turns out learning a language not hard. It's very, very doable. So he's like, Spencer, I'd like to speak to you alone if we could. You seem like a reasonable one. Can we, just the two of us?
You may enter my cave.
You're hip. He's like, cave, yeah. It's like this incredible, like lavish penthouse. You know what I mean? Giant big TV. The one, like you've been watching that night. You've been actually they keep replaying the footage, and there's currently, they have the point of view of this one robot camera that is viciously being attacked by a pigeon. They show that over and over and over again. I told you I'd get it in. Sure. He kind of walks out into the balcony with you where the two of you are overlooking the sea. And he's like, "Hey, Spencer, am I correct in thinking that you're a kind of a soldier where you come from? Kind of a scout?"
More scout than a fighter in the daylight. I operate more in the shadows.
Have you ever commanded troops?
No, I have not.
See, it occurs to us that as much as you have to offer our culture, we can offer your culture as well. We can offer you a superiority that cannot be had by any other things. Look, touch me. And like, you guys that force field thing on, and suddenly all black and white dots, state of the art. We have access to firearms, explosives. I just want you, of everyone, you seem the most reasonable. I just want you to think about it. This is my private comment. Just mull it over for a day or two and let me know what you think. Just know that we could send things that would allow, perhaps this, do the others treat the snake people as well as they treat the ones that get turned into ponies? I want you to think about it. I want you to just think about all of this. We could make you a very, very powerful and very important person in the world. So
I will meditate upon your words, human.
Yeah. In the meantime, I've got something for you. And he hands you, he gives you a laser pistol, one of the pistols that Brad has. He's like, just keep it. Just think about it, okay? On the 15th floor is a target range up there. This card will get you in. Just go up there and squeeze a few rounds off. What do you think?
Okay. Okay.
All right. So he leaves that hanging. But does anything come of that? What do you do?
Actually, to be perfectly frank, I think his Spencer is he's neutral but cares about his friends here, and honestly, he would immediately phone if there's any kind of telecom system.
You're all in the same hallway. You could go over and knock on the door.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna walk over with the gun and be like, "Look what I got," and explain what happened. I don't trust this guy for a heartbeat. He took our people to this planet. He's been trying to get as much out of us without really understanding the grievous harm he's done to an entire society. So this guy's a piece of trash.
Yeah, his Spencer is cold-blooded, but that guy is something else.
Yeah, no kidding. He's a snake. So I'm gonna go alert Freddie Kai Mercury, and then if the other two are in the hallway as well, then just kind of go knock on their bunks, on their bunk doors, and then let them know what's up. They can come target practice with me to put on a show if they'd like to. Maybe Bruce, while you're in this world, you'll need use of an implement like this. So if they want to, I'll escort them up to the target range.
Tim? Tim, you're first. Oh, you're not first.
No, I'm sorry. I was messing with OBS, so I missed that last part.
Oh.
So Guy came in, I
heard
hunt leader. Okay.
They want us. They're trying to militarize us.
Me. In particular, his Spencer, but his Spencer ain't having none of that, and it alerts his party members, particularly because you're going to be left behind here. So there's definitely some shenanigans afoot. Our safety hangs in the balance.
I think at the very least, I'm fully prepared to sacrifice myself for the fame. If you guys go ahead and if you can take Olin and go back to our home planet, at the very least we can warn the rest of our people, and then maybe muster a defense if they're not, negotiating with us in good faith and they have a plan. But I would be happy to stay here and lead a resistance and or just be a celebrity for the time being.
To my friends, I simply do not wish to see our world turn into, and but you point out to the polluted skies and the lack of any greenery and no oceans anywhere. And think of your clutches. Think of where they may be raised and what lives they may not enjoy if we allow this to break us up.
They've killed their planet. Let's make sure that they're not going to try and take over ours.
Yeah. So I just want to warn people to don't take any power deals. Don't let them split us up into enemies where we once were friends and tightly bonded. So.
Gotcha.
Freddie Kai Mercury does want to use that laser pistol though, so he can become proficient in it.
Yeah, I'll say you guys have enough time to work on it here, where I will say that you can sort of you can train it long enough to where you can substitute that, make it one of the weapons in your weapon list, so you have a normal D20 check on it. It technically, you guys should all learn how to use these things and kind of move on from there. Okay, so this is what so it all happened. So let's Bruce stays behind. The rest of you are sent home, and one last thing happens there at the end. So you guys all have these balconies. Everybody give me a luck check. Each one of you roll low.
Yeah.
20.
You got it, Tim?
Yeah.
Tim, you're out there one night in your balcony, just hanging out. It's 2 days before you leave, and you see someone in the shadows, creeping their way up to where they are on the outside of the building. They're going from balcony to balcony, and the outside of this thing overlooking the thing, just leap, and headed in your direction, but also clearly trying to stay out of sight.
They're below me if I'm on the balcony, or they're
they're coming. They're you spot them down and to your left, but they're making their way up. They're having to go from balcony up, balcony up, you know what I'm saying? Sort of making their way up, very nimbly making their way up towards where you are.
I'll continue to watch. If they seem like they're coming to where I am, then I'd go inside. But if they're seem to be going somewhere else, I'm just going to be curious and. All right.
All right. So you don't shoot or anything like that. You're just gonna watch.
Yeah.
All right. So a moment later, they're clearly they stay in the dark for a long time, watching from one level below. And then finally, whoever it is leaps and lands on your balcony. And it's a primal. It is a rabbit woman with, she's got she looks wretched. She looks mangy and hungry and tired and such. And she's staring at you, from very timidly from the edge of your, kind of perching on the railing around your balcony.
I've heard stories of you and did not think they were true.
I saw you on the televisor.
I thought perhaps the stories of you were exaggerated as they had done with us. But you were another escapee.
I was certain you were false. I was certain it was a trick to draw me out of hiding. They have 1,000 tricks here.
Yeah. I stayed behind. My friends have left.
Tricks are for kids.
I feel I'm due to go home any day now. But
should we go or should we stay? I've been away so long. I don't know. I feel like I'm of this place now. But I miss green grass, and I miss being home.
I do enjoy the attention I get here. But the lack of actual proper ocean is definitely making me a little bit homesick.
Then shall we both leave?
Yes, if they hold up their end of the bargain, which I'm still not at this point after being here for this long. I'm still not totally convinced they will.
Gotcha. All right. So so she wants to I guess this happened once again. This did not go at all like I thought. But you know what though? At this point, we'll sorry, comments. So let's do this. Let's just say this is going to come down to one final roll. We're going to see how well this works for everybody. Who is rolling for the player team? 1d20 check. High roll is good. Low roll is bad. Let's see how it happens.
I'm trusting in Chase's dice.
Oh God!
Chase, you in this?
My dice have been not being my best friend today.
All right. Here I'm moving the camera so that you can verify. Does that show the die number 17?
No, that's 17.
We just see your background, but yeah.
Okay, 17. Sorry.
That's cool. No, 17. That's awesome. So here's what happens. Okay, they definitely try to they try everything to manipulate this. They're like, hey, how come we can't get 800 tiger guys to come over here and be in our army? How come we but you guys with the power of your magic and the wisdom of your collected people. And also them realizing that there are humans on this world here really changes public opinion. So they start to use they start to they do some they send some technology your way. They're not like sending crates of rifles and smallpox blankets or anything like that. But under the supervision of you guys in charge of things, that was on the menu. It's on the menu. But with you guys doing a part of it, and a couple of them come and learn from you, you learn from them, and within 10 years, you guys have got a good rapport between both planets, and within 50 years, they outlaw the hunt on their world. When in your children's generation, that is all gone ahead and outlawed, and it is all due to your heroic actions and your amazing fighting, and of course the greatest pony ever to travel, the interstellar pony of life that's made it all the way over there and such. It's early, but really this is really more like a 5-hour game for us. So we'll go ahead and end here. It's a very, very good stopping point, I think. And just say thank you to everybody for tuning in and for being a part once again of Game Therapy. I love doing the show. We'll be off next week for Thanksgiving. We'll see you 2 weeks from now when we do some more planet hopping, but it will be nowhere near as pleasant, and there will be nowhere near as many ponies. Get ready for Planet Caravan. Okay, so it's the end. It's time for our Game Therapy tradition. Everyone, big inhale, big exhale. In with the gaming, out with the bullcrap. In with the gaming, out with the bullcrap. Thanks, everybody. We look forward to playing some more games for you next time. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Love you all. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.